You only
I
knew.
cannot reiterate enough how much of a white SUV mom you are.
So you literally sit and beat drums until the moon comes up.
It's Monday.
I've been trying, and it tastes like poop every time I make it.
I
Like,
just don't know that I'm into fairies, you
yeah.
know?
Today is going to be an experiment.
To
An
test it.
experiment. So, two things. One, I try not to do coffee because I'm trying to limit caffeine for the health of my body. However, my ADHD has been out of control, and I have 5 back-to-back session meetings today, and so caffeine helps me focus. It's basically Adderall. However, when I went to go get coffee, Damon apparently is drinking. I'm going to say this incorrectly. Mary Kate, change it. Cafe du Monde, what, from New Orleans. Our Instagram or TikTok follower person that we like to follow got me some New Orleans coffee.
Chicory coffee.
I was sent a podcast from Huberman Labs on ADHD, and they did a deep dive into caffeine because the host has ADHD, like minor ADHD, not severe, like Brooke and my husband. And did you know that caffeine, like if you go to Starbucks, there's no way to, you don't know how much caffeine is in your coffee from one day to the next. Like that is one thing that they don't monitor. They will monitor how it's roasted, how long the beans are toasted on each side, how long it's steamed, how long it's pressed. They cannot tell you how much caffeine's in each coffee. So there's been all these studies where you go in and you get the same coffee you get every single day, and the caffeine fluctuates like by a lot. I thought that was incredibly
That's
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah. So that's your fun fact for today. And the big thing I took out of that 3-hour long podcast. Also, to take my fish oil, Brooke got a weird text that was like, "Hey, are you taking your fish oil? I heard it's good for ADHD and your brain and your joints."
I'm supposed to take fish oil. I do every once in a while, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't know.
This one's good. I never take, like, you don't get the
Yeah.
burps, the gross fish burps from this one.
All right,
Anyway,
Brooke, kick us off with our
And
intro.
welcome back to Out of the Group Chat podcast. I'm one of your hosts, B. I'm here with Hannah Moe and Mary Kate Scott Pedigo, and who knows what we're going to talk about. Quick question. Are you
I
guys
love that
opening shifts or closing shifts people? Because
That's the first thing on the list. I want to hear yours, and then I'll tell you mine.
I used to be a closing shift person. I did work the closing shift at a little place called Jalopies when I was in high school, and I enjoyed closing it up. I felt good. You know, if you're going to be opening shift, everything is in its place and it's ready to go. And I have decided I'm just not that person biologically. And I'm too tired at the end of the day. And I just say, screw it. I'm just going to go to bed. And in the morning, I can really knock some stuff out. But I ask you that question because anytime I'd log online, there'd be some mom shaming me into being a closing shifter. And I saw this one person, something that said opening shifts where it's at. And I was like, yes, I feel seen. Yes.
I feel like this is that. Are you a white SUV mom or a black SUV mom? I'm a little bit of both.
I'm a silver Ford F-150 mom.
You're a white SUV mom.
Yeah, you're a white SUV mom.
I am. But I don't know. I drove some black SUVs back in the day.
No, it's about who you are on the inside.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'm definitely an opening shift. And this, like, I was thinking about this the other day when you put it on the list. So my days at Eskimo Joe's, I waited tables in college. Even if I was dead tired, hungover, I'd much rather have that opening shift because when you get there, everything's done for you. You just gotta hit the ground running. And when I had closing shift, I was just like, please just call it and let me go home. Like I just want to go to bed or want to go out or do whatever. And the same thing.
No,
I can have
hold on, but if you are the only person on staff and you didn't close down for yourself, like, are you still an opening shifter?
Yes. So listen, like I can have a sink full of dishes, and if I'm at that point where I want to go to sleep and I am done for the day, I don't care. I was like, this is sounds like a tomorrow me problem. So I just leave it, and in the morning, I'll be like in this like not even had my coffee, still asleep phase, and I just sit there like mindlessly and I just clean everything up and I just get going.
I feel like I do a little bit of both. I think I skew more towards closing shift because my child's asleep, I think. But in the morning, like I still make my bed, I put all my clothes up, like I pick up a little bit in the morning, like I don't leave stuff out, but that's because I've already put everything up in the evening.
Well, you
Everything's like
guys know I am as quiet as an elephant, so I can't continue cleaning in my 1970s house after everyone goes to sleep because they would just wake up. Okay, well, I love that we're both. We are, in this situation, the blue SUV.
The blue SUV.
see, like I'm a green SUV. I'm in between the black and the white, and that's fine. It's fine.
I'm in the gray. I'm silver. The silver with my mom truck.
You skew towards white. I feel like that's fair.
No, no, no. Hey, listen, I got to tell you something funny. The junior high kids, they have their dances during the day. And so
Uh,
I get to witness firsthand junior high dances and I love it. It's like my favorite thing. I kind of sit by the sidelines and watch. If they're dancing together and they're like holding their hands weird, I go and like change their hands and I'm like, stop dancing like weirdos and I correct them. But they busted out some 2000s hip hop at one of those and I was like, it's coming out. It's coming out. I got to go. And so I went and broke it down, and the kids are just like looking at me. And then afterwards, they were like, dang, who knew Miss Pettigo was a silent gangsta? And I was like, if you only knew, if you
I
only knew.
cannot reiterate enough how much of a white SUV mom you are.
One of these days, you're going to see it.
I feel like in my soul, I'm a black SUV mom, but the older I get, the more I become a white SUV mom. This morning, I was rocking out to some Ninja Kid bops, which I didn't even know what that was until about 7:52 this morning. And so as I was driving, I was like, yeah, if I ever thought I was cool, it is gone.
Okay, I got to talk about this one. This is a hill I will die on. But the comment section of TikTok is the funniest place on the internet.
that's
Without
fair.
a doubt. No comedy show, movie, anything can outdo the comment section of TikTok.
Because the truly funny people are not actually going to make content. And so they save it all for the comment section. They are not content creators, but they are the funniest people in the room.
They are. So we have one of these on here. It's hashtag women in men's fields. And I saw one the other day that was hysterical. It was like in the comments, apologize like a man. Number one comment. Number one comment. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say.
I saw one the other day that said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't have any reception all day long. I was hunting."
But you know what they do when they're hunting? They sit on their phones, look at their phones while they're hunting.
I'm trying so hard not to squirrel. Have we talked about this? Why we all should be hunters?
Yeah.
Kindle book, peace and quiet, no one bothers you. I'll be like, listen, the largest buck I could ever see or the biggest Tom could walk right out in front of me. And I'd be like, I don't know. Looks like you're safe here. I've got 4 more hours on my book.
I've seen a TikTok about that where it's like, no, I think I would like to go hunting. They're like, what do you? No, yeah, we can go together. And it's like, no, you stay here with the children. I'm gonna go scout and I'm gonna sit in the blind for 4 or 5 hours, and then take my time, doing all the other stuff you're supposed to do before you come back. And yeah,
Okay,
you stay
so
home with
I
the kids.
have fallen onto the side of TikTok where there is a group of, I would say, 20 something young women who are avid hunters, thoroughly enjoy their content because not only are they just killing it in the duck blinds, but they're just out there with their Summer Fridays lip gloss. Yes, queen, do that. Get your limit and moisturize.
I saw one that I need to do next time I make some sourdough. It's like, have you seen the one where it's like women posing with their sourdough like men pose with their fish?
Oh, I love that. No, I haven't
And I
seen
was like,
those.
I am doing that the next time. And I keep forgetting. I'm like, next time I have a fresh batch of sourdough, I'm going to be like, or like how guys, when they shoot a buck, how they like hold it up just right so it looks bigger.
Well, that's why you hold your fish like this.
Yeah, so it looks bigger.
Yeah.
That's happening. That is
Mm.
happening.
Kind of on the same topic. What's her name? It's What the Ish, and it's things that probably won't get you arrested by an attorney. She's like, this is not legal advice, but it's like revenge tactics.
Is
Uh,
it the girl that has a very interesting voice and the way that she talks? Very kind of newscaster, but very fast. I don't know her name.
yes, she's funny. She's funny. But she also, like, I think recently when TikTok was going down, she put out what she actually did to one of her exes and shared. That was like he went to jail. That's one of my favorites is
I liked that moment in history because people were revealing a lot of stuff because they're like, the ship's going down. I'm just going to bare my soul. But then it didn't. People are like, oh, overstepped there.
that, or there's the guy who's like how to offend a guy, and it's like you're not tall enough to say something like that. Or your hairline doesn't agree with you.
Just like guys always say, you'd be prettier if you'd smile more. What were some of the examples of the things that probably won't get you arrested?
She does some where it's like you can sign them up for different stuff. So the one I thought was really funny was, oh, what's the religion that you pay to be a part of?
Oh,
Scientology.
Scientology?
Scientology. She like signed someone up for Scientology and like paid a little bit and then like left notes like, I'm really not doing well. Like, please stop by my house and like paid.
Oh, I'm tracking now. So it's like signing someone up for like an insurance inquiry because we know people checking on someone who wants insurance are relentless.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I could see where that. And there's no really a big trace back to that. That's just an inquiry form online.
Yeah. And she did some where she ordered funny stuff. So like, I think she ordered kissing cockroaches at one point to somebody's house.
Did you know they don't have to do that on campus anymore? Mary Kate Scott Pedigo, you no longer have to allegedly take entomology, keep or not keep hissing cockroaches alive for like 2 weeks.
Y'all had to do that?
I did not.
You didn't have to do that? Why did I have to do that?
I didn't have to take entomology.
You had to do an experiment on the hissing cockroaches. And so, well, the season of my life, it was the semester I turned 21. So I just gave it vodka for 2 weeks and it did not die.
Aren't cockroaches pretty hard to kill?
Yeah.
Like, was this a trick?
I don't know that's the only thing I took away from that class. Sorry. I learned this recently taking my 4-Hers on a little tour of campus and no one has to take that class any longer. Why did I have to take that as an ag communicator?
I don't know. I feel like it's probably some kind of science credit that filled somewhere else.
I took animal nutrition, one of the hardest classes you can take, because my boyfriend at the time was in the class, and that's how I got my science.
No, we took ANSI. I took ANSI with Mark Johnson.
No, I took one ANSI class that whole entire time I was there. It was when I was a senior, and I took it. It was like the intro.
No,
so I would like
what I'm talking about. You took it with all
we
the
didn't have
APR
to do
boys.
that.
No, I'm saying entomology was a different class. I'm saying
okay.
if I took ANSI, why did I have to take entomology?
And I remember that class because I was a senior. It was like the first or second semester. I was 21, and it was with a bunch of little baby freshmen. I would come into that thing. I could hear the girls behind me. They're just like, is she still drunk? And
Hold
I would
on.
turn around.
This is relevant.
I would turn around and I'm like, and it was like an 8 o'clock class, 7 or 8 o'clock class in the morning. I turned around and I was like, as a matter of fact, I am. Let's get this party going.
2 things. One, do you remember when I wasn't in this class, but when you showed up to a capstone class and got sent home?
Yes, because I had thrown up so hard that night. My eyes were like, I had busted blood vessels in my eyes. And the professor just looks at me and he's just like, go home.
Okay.
But also Mary Kate showing up to the class.
You still showed up. That's on brand. Okay,
It's
so
not
I
good.
need you to take the context of this conversation. I need you to really soak in it for a second, really get the vibes of what we're talking about. And now I need to take yourself with me for just 1 second to about 7:30 p.m. last night when I'm laying in bed, my sweet 5-year-old, and she has a Google speaker thing in her room that she plays music on. And it's been playing bedtime stories, from Spotify. And she's listening to a story. We're laying there. She's almost asleep and she doesn't like the story. So she says, "Hey, Google, next." This Google is synced to my Spotify. Okay. Do you want to know what next was?
No.
This podcast. So now my sweet baby child is listening to us and she says, "Is that Hannah Mo? Is that Mary Kate?" I'm like, "Yes." I don't know what we talked about on this specific episode, so I feel like probably shouldn't listen to it. And she's like, "I want to hang out with your friends." Get your own group chat. But seriously, so now I'm worried she's going to be like, I was listening to your podcast, and why was Mary Kate drunk in college?" I'll be like, "No one drinks in college. She's a very bad example." I'm kidding.
If it's Elsie, she's going to come to you. She's like, "I have a few notes that I'd like to go over with you."
That's
I've
good.
been listening to your podcast and I have a few notes I'd like to share.
I feel like we need
So
a team timeout real quick in case our listeners didn't know that we all have agricultural communication backgrounds in college, in case anyone was
undergrad,
wondering
yes.
why we were
That
having
is our common denominator.
why we were in animal science classes and animal nutrition classes.
And you got your master's in AgCom, correct?
I did.
So
I
between
got my
us, we have
master's
4 degrees in agricultural communications.
Ag leadership, education, and communications. Yes.
And if Hannah Mo couldn't be more of an overachiever, she was the president of the club associated with
the
our
national
degree, the national president.
sure was.
I love that for you. Really quick, you know how we always joke, or people joke about what type of moms people are? Moms, 80s mom, Amazon moms. One of the best funny compliments Mary Kate has ever given me was calling me a corporate mom.
It's my favorite thing ever. We'll be on FaceTime and she's like having to deal with the situation with Elsie. And like the way she speaks to her, it's like she's in a boardroom. And I love it. I love it so much because she'll be like, "What did you say to her one time? She brought you like a painting or something she had been drawing." And you look at it and you're like, "I really like how you've thought this out." And like you were giving her critiques like you were giving employee critiques. And you were just like, "Let's circle back on this and see if we can like develop this idea a little bit more." And I was like,
Hey, creative, you didn't quite match the brief that we gave you, so let me give you some touch points here. And we're going to come back to this next week.
Why
and
don't you
she's
go
so
flush
just
this
like,
out a
and
little
even
bit?
when Elsie is getting on her nerves, she's just sitting there and she's like, "We talked about this. It is on the schedule."
So when she is home, I print off my daily agenda for her. And so she can see when I have calls. And so we will highlight them. That's like, "This is a client call. Please try your best not to interrupt me during this one." And then we draw in time. That's like, we will do playtime here. We will, you know what I'm saying? We'll have one-on-one mom and Elsie time. But these like pay the bills. And we do have a conversation about, why does mom have a job? What does mom do with her money? Because for her, it's very easy to assume, and she did for a long time, that dad is the only one who contributes to our family. And so, therefore, dad is the king of our house, and dad makes all the decisions, and dad has all the money. And when we kind of saw that that was happening, we had a conversation with her that we continue to have. And we have very specifically told her what mom's money pays for, which we kind of made it up, we just allocated some things. And so in her mind, she's like, "Oh, if mom doesn't work, then I can't do swim lessons." So there's a little bit more of like an equally yoked thing since I don't have an office that I go to.
Meanwhile, my kids want me to be at the junior high every single day. And they're like, "Why don't you just teach full time?" And I'm like, no. For lots of reasons, no. Okay, speaking of types of moms, I figured out what type of mom I am, clearly. It's a Slavic mom. I sent this to you, Brooke. The skinny talk. I never knew I needed this, like, kick in the butt like I did. But there's a girl on TikTok named, what's her name? Mina. She started kind of a controversial hashtag, which is skinny talk. She is so cutthroat, black and white, no BS. She literally comes out, okay, mind you, this is not for everybody. I get it. It's not for everybody. But she shares her story. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's had like 3 or 4 kids. She lost a lot of weight, and so she's just like trying to give advice on how she did it, but she's very no nonsense. She literally says, walk and eat less. And she has these funny sayings that she's like, do you want a snack or do you want to be a snack? And I'm like,
I don't know. I think there's some gray area on this though, because
there is.
let's unpack this a little. One, I definitely think you were the girl playing softball growing up who needed the coach to be a little bit of Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
You need some tough love. That's your vibe. And then the other thing is, as we get older, hormones are real. Sometimes we need to go get a blood panel and see what's really cooking in our body. But yes, sometimes it's like, hey, skip Taco Bell.
Yeah. I need that, like that little bit of motivation. And she's just like, and the other one she said was, you're not a dog. Don't give yourself a treat. Don't treat yourself with food. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're killing me, lady. It's the tough love. It's the tough love I needed. And it's not for everybody. It is not for everybody. But I love her. And I'm like, oh.
I love that it works well for you.
It's like your girl that beat you up about cleaning, Brooke.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
She is the Kylie Perkins of health and fitness.
I do need that. Like, clean your baseboards. Okay. Let's talk about this. This is going to come from a super privileged point in our lives, our age, the income that we have, or whatever, fully acknowledging that we all 3 come from a season where we had assisted help in terms of house cleaners. And now all 3 of us have recently transitioned to not having house cleaners. And so our group chat has been a little bit of, okay, what is your schedule? How are you staying on top of this while working, while momming, while sportsing and 4-Hing and all of the things? And so Kylie Perkins, I feel like, is my Bobby Knight. I need her in this season. That's like, okay, no one else is coming to save you. You have to do it yourself.
I saw one that was funny. It was like, oh, you don't have time? Let me see your screen time on your phone. And I was like, ugh.
Y'all, one of the biggest things that has changed for me lately is I put a timer on all my social media. So I get 2.5 hours a day. And that's even like, you know that I use social media for work quite a bit. And then I never hit, like, so when you hit your limit, it's like, okay, or it gives you 15 more minutes, or you can turn it off. I never turned it off. I give myself 15 more minutes so that I physically have to push that button. My screen time is drastically down. I feel so good when I get to the end of the day and I'm like, oh, I can get on Instagram at night because I actually haven't hit my limit. It's scary how much time I was spending on social media.
Yeah. And you refocus your energies. You're like, oh, I actually do have, because you guys were asking me that about like, what's my cleaning schedule? I had to sit down and figure out, okay, how much time does it take to clean my house from top to bottom? And then I just break it up. And it's like, instead of trying to clean it all in one day, it's like, okay, if I do 1 to 2 hours, 3 days a week during the week that I need to clean, like my whole house has gotten deep cleaned by me. And it's like, oh, I do have an hour or 2 that I can shift and do it myself.
I try to knock it all out in like one day or one after, or I split into 2 afternoons.
Talk about how Hannah joined a coven.
I was just going to ask that, since we're on this health and wellness, I want to hear about your beach yoga session.
How did this even happen?
Okay. I take yoga classes from this girl in town and she like has them at the beach. Go to them all the time. Like if I can get away from work for an hour, she does them at the beach, like at the pavilions. It's not like in the sand. So I got a text that she was doing this yoga nidra on Thursday evening, and it said drum circle. I got this nice text. And it was like, yoga nidra, 60 to 80 minutes. We'll be on the beach. Look for my flag. And I was like, oh, cool. Like it's after hours, so I don't even have to take time off work because I get 2 hours of flex every week. So I'll take time off to go to a yoga class. So I showed up late because I had been showing a house and it started at 6. And so first off, guys, I get there And my family, my dad and my brothers are there kiteboarding right next to where the yoga people are setting up. So like my very Christian family, they're out kiteboarding. My siblings are there with their little babies. And then there's all these women, just older women, by the way. For some reason, none of them my age this time around, like, which is what's usually at the yoga classes.
Because no one else has free time.
Agreed. I had Thursday night off from being a mom. Everyone's just like laying. And the teacher is sitting there and she has, because it's windy, she has like her thing. She's telling us, so like, lay all my stuff out. She's like, okay, now lay in the sand. So guys, yoga nidra, and I'm probably saying that wrong, is not yoga. It is a hour-long meditation of where consciousness is in your body. So I laid on the beach for an hour being told, okay, now feel your consciousness in your pinky finger. Now, like, it was so opposite of all the classes that I have taken from her. It wraps up, right? It wraps up. My family's gone. It's now windy and foggy. Like, the fog is rolling in. It's starting to get a little creepy. And there was a full moon drum circle. So all of a sudden, all the people around me like had brought drums. So like little drums and big drums. And I didn't know what that meant. So you literally sit and beat drums until the moon comes up. And I was like, oh my God.
My kid would love this.
I've joined a coven. We're going to beat drums until the moon comes up. And I couldn't just leave. There was like 5 of us or 6 of us there.
I don't know. I feel like you've given me inspiration. The next time there's a full moon, I'm going to do this with my kid because she would eat this up.
I mean, one of the ladies got up and danced. She was like, someone just give me a beat. And that was, I borrowed a drum.
Love this journey for you. I'm glad that you had a good time. It is super weird, but this is something when you're 92. This is one of those memories I think is going to kick in and you're going to remember it for sure. Are you going to remember sitting in a coffee shop drinking some who knows how much caffeine? No, but this one's going to stick.
I did love all the ladies there were just like living their best lives in their homemade clothes. You could tell, like, a bunch of them had dreads. And I was like, is this my future? Is this, I'm going to just be doing yoga on the beach?
Do you ever watch that show?
Now I know what you're getting for Christmas.
Frankie.
As a drum.
What's the show?
So I can go.
Grace and Frankie. Have you ever watched the show?
Yes. It's like the other one. It's, which one's the more hippie one?
You too. Mary Kate and Hannah Mo. This is who you guys would be. You are both of those women.
I'm like, here, come to this yoga class with me.
And I would turn to you and be like, what the?
Exactly.
So
you are the show.
I had invited 4 local friends to go with me.
Did they show up?
There's no, so T-ball just started.
They Googled it.
So all of them had T-ball. Allegedly, T-ball had started. My friend Molly probably would have gone, the nurse practitioner. She likes stuff like that, but I sent her the same text that y'all got. And I was like, I mistakenly joined a coven tonight. I'm pretty sure that's why.
Okay, what you just, by not just telling us her name, but her like code word, because we, at this point, we know who she is. But I love that we still use code names for everyone. Like we're 16 years old and we're saying, like, I would never dare write Damon in a text message, but I could put Mr. Wildlife, you know? The NP. I'm glad that she had T-ball.
That was my experience, guys. I will definitely be going back to yoga. I don't think I'll be doing the Thursday night full moon yoga sessions.
It feels a lot like hunting. You just go and let your brain zoom out for a little while. I feel like it sounds like a good time.
What's Joseph's code name? Furniture Man. I think that's what we used to call him. Furniture Man.
I think it was because, I don't want to say all the other code names. We might have a listener. I don't know.
Brooke's face.
I don't listen. If there's anything I know by us getting back into the podcast, it's that we do in fact have more than 3 listeners. We are up to 4.
No, I think this is a great time to, if anybody's listening that wants to reach out and be a sponsor and capture an audience of tens.
Cover our costs, cover our website hosting fee.
This is a great advertising opportunity. We have 14 YouTube subscribers?
Yes,
Whoa.
we are up to 14. We do like 78 on Facebook. Also, if you throw all of our social media into the mix, we're at like 20K. Yeah, so here's the time. Sponsor us. I dare you, honestly. We'll make you a deal. Quick question. I want you guys to know that I held up my end of the deal. I listened to a book about fairies.
She did.
And I want to know who watched 1923.
Okay, I'm not done, but I started watching it, okay?
And Spencer Dutton?
Oh, he's hot.
Yes, see? There you are. Who needs fairies when you could have Spencer Dutton?
He's like, yeah, he's out like shooting lions and stuff. It's what women are supposed to be attracted to.
Have
Like,
you made it to the sharks?
no.
Keep going.
So they are coming over. They're trying to make it back to the States right now. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, so the book about fairies, super weird. Mary Kate, did you jump on this ship? You already jumped on it?
No,
I don't even
I
know.
refuse to. Can't do it.
All
Can't
right,
do
so
it.
I'm one book in. I sent Hannah Mo play-by-plays the whole time, which are honestly hilarious because they're mostly text or voice to text, so it's riddled with typos. It's so weird. It's so weird. But I saw it through. Like I could, I got into it a little bit. In that I couldn't really guess the ending, which you know I love, so that's good writing. And so weird, but it really is like it's the Beauty and the Beast storyline verbatim, and what is the other, the Cullens, the vampires, Twilight. If both of those storylines like had a baby, book about fairies.
What's hard about this one is I think you're going to be thrown for a wrench in book 2 by a
I
lot.
downloaded it just so you'll watch season 2 of 1923.
So I'm re-listening to it, but I'm listening to it on like 1.5 speed. So I've already re-listened to book 1. I'm halfway through book 2 so that I can be on board when you start sending me texts. This is the very first books that Sarah J. Maas wrote. And we have to remember that she started writing these online in like an online form when she was 16, got a book deal, turned these in. So like this is her least
It's
mature
very
writing.
wonderful writing for a 16-year-old. It's very wonderful writing for anyone.
It gets so much better in her other.
I
like,
just don't know that I'm into fairies.
Yeah.
You know?
So the one your sister sent you, Throne of Glass, you'd maybe be more into that.
Okay, we should invite my sister to come talk about books because my sister she's read more books than anyone I know, including Merrick. Like my
Wow.
sister gets into it. So when she found out I was reading this book, she like lost her mind. She had opinions on which book I should read first and who's on second. And
Yes.
Brooke
started sending me screenshots and I was like, we're not even on that series yet. You got to finish this one and then you can go to that one. Because if you want the whole Sarah J. Maas lore, you have to start all way over here.
I was a little shocked. So if Mary Kate is a firm no on reading this, there is another friend of mine who I would say 4 miles past Mary Kate in that there's no way ever this person would read this book. So when I put on my what's it called, friends only Instagram timeline that I was reading this book, that person responded and said, "Oh, you're in it now." And I was like, "You've read this book?" I've never been so shocked.
I love it.
So I think this is more people are reading it. It's like the comment section, right?
Well, I can't wait till you get into like me and Carly. All we do is send memes back and forth to each other about Akatar, Throne of Glass, and Crescent City.
I can't wait until you send me text that says, "Spencer ever going to make it to Montana?" And then we'll be like on the same playing field.
I'm to the part where Kevin Costner got pretty beat up and that hurt my heart. So I had to take a little break.
So I haven't even started it.
You're behind on
What do
that.
I have to trade with you? What do you want me to trade? I can't do the spice. Don't make me do that.
She's not into the romance books. Me either, though.
I don't
Just
know.
sit on it. Just sit on it. Oh,
Yeah, we'll
you know
see.
what I did do for you? Well, that's a trade from something else. Okay, I'm going to talk about this. I'm pretty proud of this, and it's not in the lineup. Mary Kate is my unpaid designer of my house, and she will never take credit for anything because I don't always listen and I take it another direction. So it's not ever quality she'd like to share with her clients. Anyway, she has been looking for some new wardrobe pieces. So I made you a whole lookbook.
She
Links
did.
and everything.
She
I think
did.
we should put the lookbook in our show notes.
We should, because I ordered the denim dress. It came in. It's super cute, by the way. Yeah.
She got me with the cover page.
Yeah.
It says MKSP and it's like superimposed with like my favorite textures and prints. And I was just like, she even linked it. She put links in there. It was perfect. And I was
Have you
like,
seen the meme that
oh,
said, I don't know my best friend's favorite color, but I know all of her trauma?
I'd
Things
sent
I
that
know
to you.
about you, your favorite textures.
yeah. I loved it. I loved it. And I showed it to my friend Christina, and she was just like, I need a lookbook too. I need this. And I was like, she might do it. You never know. Pay her enough, she might do it. Or, if there's some like bartering here you can do with her. And remember, I found two kind of high ticket items for me that I am coveting. And I was like, what would you do if I threw down on both of them at once? And Brooke's like, you would never. And I was like, bet. Bet. And so then I was sitting there because I've been cleaning our house this year. So then I went back and was like looking at my calendar and I was like adding up how much money I had saved us not paying for a housekeeper this year. And I was like, oh man, I could maybe throw down on this. We'll see. I don't know if
That's
I
girl
can.
math.
Okay,
That's
wait.
girl math.
What are the things? What are the things that you're coveting?
A pair of Burke sandals that have like they're just a different style. And they have the big buckle. They're so cute. And then a tooled leather bag from Hobo that is just like, I feel like I need it. I don't know.
Also, the handkerchief is really good. It's from a small shop, like a female-owned brand. That was not just like a random Amazon hanky.
Yeah,
Thought
she
that one
threw
was
in
good.
some very good links.
My sister got some Burke loafers, not like the round-toed ones that I love. She got them for Christmas, and I cannot find them anywhere. She loves them. She wears them all the time. But while we're talking about that, I did just pull these off the shelf, trying to
Oh,
decide if I like these or not. They're Ariat.
still have the tags on, I see.
I know I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about it. That's why not off yet. I'm skewing more towards the beach meditation with those if I buy those or if I take them home. I'm not buying them.
Do you guys remember the Doc Marten sandals that all of us had back in the day? And just Doc Martens
I
in
didn't,
general. I
but
feel
yes.
like I need to bring those back. The thing I remember
Okay,
about
guys.
the Doc Marten sandals, though, I don't care who you were, they made your feet stink
They stunk.
so
Yeah.
bad. Oh, they were
Yeah.
so bad.
Hey.
I remember like putting, I don't know what kind of powder or something in there. It didn't matter who you were. It was awful.
As we are 10 minutes until one of us, maybe three of us, have a meeting on the calendar, I'd like to go into a new segment called What's on Your Plate?
Okay, so this week I'm working on a kitchen for a lovely client. She is so sweet and precious. And she is in the stage of life where she's an empty nester and they've lived in this cute little farmhouse for like 30 years. Her husband built it. And now she is like, she can have whatever she wants now. We were talking about inset cabinets. She's like, oh yeah, that's fine. She just sent me her flooring. And I was like looking at the price of it and I was like, oh, okay. So we're a very healthy budget. This is going to be fun. So I'm redoing her kitchen. Then I've got some social media stuff to do, wrapping up the end of the month, trying to invoice people, tons of baseball, softball, dance, 4-H animals. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm
That's
going to do
what
when I actually have to add in sports and animals to my life. When my kid gets old enough. I don't know how y'all do it.
I don't know. We managed somehow. So I had a group chat. My friend was like, what are y'all doing next weekend? Because she wanted to go to Round Top. I was like, what did I tell her? All I said was chickens, rabbits, and Lenten reading. Because we're supposed to do the Lent reading this Sunday. So I was like, can't. Sorry.
I'm going to go Thursday, Friday to Round Top with my mom. So I don't even know what she wants. She just asked to go. I'm guessing she wants some new fixtures for the shop.
I've never been. How sad is that? I've never been, and I've lived here for like, I don't know, 20 years, not even
How
that.
have you never been?
I don't know. It's just never been a great time to go.
We should all go in the fall.
I'm going to pray on it, and maybe I can figure that out.
We should go in the fall and like rent somewhere really cute. Okay, on my plate this week, I need to get a house listed. Hopefully I'm writing an offer on a house. We'll see. We've been going back and forth on these negotiations. Like, do you want the house to sit for a full year? We'll see. I've got to get my beef listed. I have three freezers full of beef, and I either need to get a half sold or get some packages sold, or I'm about to buy a freezer to put up at the shop and actually like put my beef in it.
Like a glass front case.
Mhm.
I know Sherry Glazier is doing that. She has a place in Oklahoma City, and I think she moves quite a bit that way.
She sent me hers. Like she sent me her layout because I was worried about I need to ask her for the shelving because her shelving's really cool. And that was my big thing is like how to merchandise it inside. My fear is like, what if I get low on beef, but then that would actually force me to be on top of it. I don't know. So I need to get some sold though, because it's just sitting in the freezer and it needs to get sold. So, and then my, normal job. I start a new Bible study next week that I'm excited about on Monday nights. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah. What about you, B?
This week, we do have softball. First game is tonight. I have some really super fun things on the calendar, including a date night with my dad and stepmom and bestie Stephanie. We're going to go see the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band tomorrow night at Kane's. I'm meeting with my accountant, flying to Illinois for the Women in Ag conference, getting home, driving to Hot Springs for the Women in Ag conference. And I have kind of my whole next 10 days scheduled to the minute. I have not left a lot of room for downtime, which usually kicks me in the butt.
Which then Hannah gets mad at you.
Yeah, that is true. Well, to be fair, next Sunday, nothing's scheduled, so I'll probably stay in bed most of next Sunday.
Good.
And for our 4 listeners, that's what happens when you take hard drugs. Anyway, I think it's pretty exciting. Work is really fun. I have a brand I'm working on as a brand mom for a client that I'm very excited about. It's in the health and wellness space. Her branding truly represents her and is not typical for the health and wellness space, and I'm very excited about it.
Is her name Mina? Is she on TikTok?
No, it's not her. But wouldn't that be funny if it was? And I have some foundation stuff that is going on. So scholarship season rounded up they closed this week. So probably by the next time we talk officially for the podcast, I will be able to tell you who received scholarships. We also have a little golf tournament going on.
How many teams do you have left? Because I feel like there's been a ton that have registered. I get all the emails.
Yeah, I think we have 7 spots left for teams, which is interesting because there's definitely more than 7 people who have said, oh, I haven't bought my team yet. Like, good luck. I'll be the first one to show up. We are 4 days away from right this second from our 3rd birthday as a foundation. I feel like we've really reached our stride in that the load is not entirely on me. We have incredible committee chairs. I think we have 40 plus volunteers. And it's just so cool to like walk. And, on the bad days, that honestly sees me through. So when I say bad days, I mean one of our Love Bomb recipients recently graduated to heaven. I found out with the rest of the world, of course, just like my Instagram stories, her obituary popped up. And that hit me so hard because I was just messaging with her just a few days before. What we're doing is so important. And so when events like Wanderlust or the golf tournament can feel heavy, like it's so much work, I remember why we're doing it and suddenly it's not so bad,
Nice try, gorgeous. We're moving on. Have you seen that? That's my favorite scene from Notting Hill. That old movie with Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant.
Mm-hmm.
And she's at dinner with his friends and they're going around. There's the last brownie. And so everybody has to compete by giving their sob story, like their sad story. So like one's like, I'm divorced. I lost my job. And then so the actress gets up. She's an actress. So Julia Roberts is like, I've been on a diet since I'm 19. Everybody criticizes me. And she like bears her soul. And the guy just goes, nice try, gorgeous. You don't get the brownie.
Oh, gosh.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real.
Hey,
YOLO.
According to our I don't know. So in our comment section, we talked about how we're all in like random guest bedrooms and random office spaces. And now I'm on the hunt for a lamp potentially here. If you could link me one this week, I think that would be great.
I will, because I have to look for some light. I just remembered I need to look for some light fixtures for a friend's house too. So I will be on the lighting hunt.
Okay, I do in my house have some lighter lamps, like some glass. I have like a white stone. I'm thinking something dramatic here,
Yeah.
honestly. Do
Well,
I
from
want a
that,
bookshelf here that I could display
maybe
some things? Because what you guys can't see is I have an incredible gallery wall right here behind my desk. In hindsight, it would have been cooler behind me. This is
we'll
what
work
we
on that.
guest room office space, you know? Well, friends,
Call it a day.
Call it a day.
can this be a new thing? Whatever coffee, not coffee, whatever we're drinking, we can have like everyone bring a new drinking device. Cup. Cup is what I'm trying to say. A new thing every week. And I'll say this is from my time in Boston. My office was on the Boston Harbor. You could not tell that from my office space in rural Oklahoma. No?
I do like this because the coffee cubes or the ice cubes are coffee.
Are you showing off your plastic cup?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Listen, we'll make up for it with my Stanley, okay, that I drink all my water out of.
All right. Well, it's been real, friends. It's been real. See ya. Also, I like your shirt. Thanks for joining our podcast.
We're gonna give this a whirl today and see what happens.
My sister's in here. I told her she could stay in here, but then I had to hide the creepy girl that's in the. No, there's.
Because I see myself here, and then I see you here, and I see you here. I'm just gonna have to make myself not look to the side.
I see y'all two in front of me, and then I'm in the corner.
Hey, first day back after spring break. It's getting crazy.
What in the dickens?
I've been trying, and it tastes like poop every time I make it.
I'm not a coffee drinker. You know, I've given it up, but I'm back on the juice.
Look at my cute little pink cowgirl hat.
I do love that. Very on brand for you. Caster Sitch, if it works well, is allegedly it records the audio. What are you laughing about?
Because it's just like crashing all about.
I know, I'm trying to get everything out of the way. I'm trying to get it out.
ADHD.